The U.S. State Department has confirmed it's going to cut national security assistance to Pakistan. It covers the transfer of military equipment and security-related funds. In a recent tweet, President Trump said Pakistan was a safe haven for terrorists.
Today, we can confirm that we are suspending national security, we are suspending security assistance only to Pakistan at this time, until the Pakistani government takes decisive action against groups, including the Afghan Taliban and the Haqqani network. We consider them to be destabilizing the region and also targeting U.S. personnel. The United States will suspend that kind of security assistance to Pakistan.
What's the dollar?
Let's get some analysis on this and speak to Madiha Afzal. She joins us from Washington, D.C., a non-resident fellow at the Brookings Institute's Global Economy and Development Program, also the author of Pakistan Under Siege, Extremism, Society and State. Madiha Afzal, you are the perfect guest for this story. What effect is this going to have on Pakistan's anti-terrorism drive?
So Pakistan has been engaging in counterterrorism operations against the groups that target its own citizens, the Pakistan Taliban, that's the TTP, the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. But it has largely ignored the Haqqani network and the Lashkar-e-Taiba. There are elements within its security establishment that think of those groups as strategic sort of militant assets. And it's already been bracing for this cutting off of security assistance from the U.S. That's happened today. So there's really no incentive. This is not going to function as a stick for it. There's no incentive for it to take action against the Haqqanis unless something else happens, unless this action is followed by something else.
Why is the U.S. then drawing a distinction between the different groups that the one side you say that the Pakistani military is fighting, the other side the Americans say they're not fighting? Why the distinction? Is that important to the U.S. and why?
Yes, so the Haqqani network is a brutal faction of the Afghan Taliban that targets U.S. forces in Afghanistan as well as Afghan government targets. And the Trump administration has made it clear that that is its singular focus. It only cares about threats to U.S. forces in Afghanistan. And so it doesn't really factor in any gains Pakistan has made against other militant groups that target Pakistan's own citizens. And it's not even looking very strongly at the Lashkar-e-Taiba. So it cares only about threats to American forces, which is understandable given President Trump's overall administration strategy.
What do you make of Trump's tweet that when he says Pakistan is a safe haven for terrorists? You know what? I don't believe you'd find many people outside of Pakistan who would disagree with that statement somewhat, shall we say.
Absolutely, yes. So this is, when President Trump said that in his tweet, this is sort of a popular view in Washington as well as in the Western world. In Pakistan, Pakistanis and especially the Pakistani state will officially dispute this. But the Haqqani network has been conducting attacks against Afghan targets and U.S. government forces, U.S. military forces in Afghanistan, and it's allegedly been doing it from Pakistan. So Pakistan can't really plausibly deny those safe havens with any sort of definitive plausibility.
Apart from the innocent citizens, the many thousands of military personnel that have been killed in action against terrorists and actions by terrorists, you have the very great fear in the rest of the world that Pakistan, being a nuclear state, is going to lose control of even one nuclear weapon to a terrorist group at some stage. Do you believe that Pakistan on its own, without U.S. assistance, can carry out successfully a counterterrorism operation that will eventually completely secure the country?
So in terms of its own internal security, Pakistan has made huge gains, this is exactly why Pakistan doesn't really have an incentive to act against the Haqqanis and other militant groups that don't target it. Because against the Pakistan Taliban, Pakistan has made significant gains, and it seems that its nuclear weapons and its internal security is is something that's safe for now. So without this assistance, Pakistan's both its civilian government as well as its military has been sort of quite brash and defiant in recent days, saying that it will do fine without assistance from the U.S. And in some sense, it's a matter of personal pride and sovereignty. When cutting off of assistance is coming with this kind of public shaming that's been happening from the American side, Pakistan certainly takes it as a matter of national pride to push back on it and say that it doesn't need this funding.
Madiha Afzal, we very much appreciate your time. Thank you.